what is a reply guy? I've never heard that term before.
A reply guy is just like a guy that like, for the most part, I haven't met any of these dudes. They just are like on the internet a lot, and anything that I post on my story, which I post frequently on my story, they reply to every single thing.
But let me ask you this. Is it true what they say with women? You know, if you're attractive on IG, your DMs are just like blowing up with all these requests in that request folder. Is that a detriment? I mean, does that honestly happen?
So I think so her answer might be different because she uses Instagram for business. I also think that, side note too, like you being a creative, like that's probably why you like Instagram too. Because you want to see like their art or what they do.
That's true.
So I think all of those like dating podcasts, the whatever Fresh Fit guys have really led a lot of people to believe that women are just getting flooded with
hundreds
thirsty
a
DMs.
month or a week.
No, I'll be, and I've had a public profile because it's helpful to have, like, even before I was doing TikTok, like in Austin, sometimes you would hear from, there would be openings for things and you would get a DM from like, hey, I'm the person running the opening of this new bar or something like that, or like South by Southwest, that kind of thing. When I would get DMs from guys, a lot of times it was more of like someone threw a party. I met someone nice there, shook hands. It was kind of like a misconnection in a way. And then lo and behold, they follow me on Instagram and say, hey, it was great to meet you. Like, I never get the randoms. Even when I started doing TikTok and was more visible, I didn't really get that too much either. Like it was, I maybe a little bit more, but it wasn't these like thirsty DMs. And also, like, I think there's also the ones too where it's like every guy's just willing to fly you out to Miami. I have never gotten anything beyond a hi. Like it's always just, hey, it would be, hey, what's up? And when you get, hey, what's up from like a private profile, you don't really know what to, even if that's not threatening, you don't really know what to do with it. Cause it's like, I don't know who you are. Like you would get sometimes like those, but it wasn't this floodgate that people seem to think it is, I would say. Yeah. What's your take?
Dude, this is such like a frustrating thing because like I'm an independent contractor. I like take care of business. I don't need, like, I've never had a man doing shit for me like this. And so just to be like, oh yeah, there's always just like men hand over fist in your DMs, just being like, let me do everything for you. Let me pay your bills. Let me take care of your entire life. Like, what the fuck? No, I've done all of that shit my whole life. So like, that's a myth in and of itself. But like, there are, reply guys, like that's a thing, but it's like the same 5 dudes for me.
What is a reply guy? I've never heard that term before.
A reply guy is just like a guy that like, for the most part, I haven't met any of these dudes. They just are like on the internet a lot, and anything that I post on my story, which I post frequently on my story, they reply to every single thing. It'll just be like an emoji or just like a haha, like every single thing. And those are my reply guys. And you know what? I love all of them equally. So I don't respond much, but I appreciate
but that's what I love about the show. Like especially with Charlotte, because I know ever since I've been following her, there's always these new terms I laugh at, like zombies, submarining.
You didn't know reply guy?
I just learned. I just called it
reply guys.
I just called it.
I learned something new today.
The reply guy. Well, you just learned Deep Blue Sea. So the Deep Blue Sea. But no, there was someone called it though when there's the guy trying to get a woman's attention lightly on Instagram without getting turned down in a way that's like too invasive. It's called the window tap, where you go and like 3 old photos in a row.
Does that work?
The window tap is brilliant.
I think it when I've been responsive to it, it was somebody that I wouldn't be responsive to it with a stranger. I can't speak for everybody. But when I was like kind of responsive to it, it was my boyfriend actually. So
okay.
Yeah, no. So what happened? We followed each other on TikTok, and I was scrolling through, and this one like EDM artist that I really liked, small, like up and coming, and I went to leave a comment, and I see him in the comment section. I was like, oh, there's the guy that made that funny ranch video. And I think I went to follow him on Instagram. He followed back, and it was like Christmas time, very quiet. And then I think he liked a picture or something, and then he did and it wasn't that recent of a picture. It was like it wasn't like 10 years ago, but it was like a few months back, and I was like, okay. And then I think I said, what's up after that.
It's the subtlest way to express interest. It's just like a tiny little grain where you're just like, if she responds to this, like, in
Yeah.
an equivalent way, then like, okay, then we can graduate to the next level.
And if she doesn't, what's she gonna say? Like he liked 3 of my Instagram pictures. What happens when she says that to her girlfriends? He liked 3 of my Instagram pictures. Isn't that weird? All her friends say no. They'll be like, no, that's he liked your pictures. Like, so I think it's a nice subtle way. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't necessarily stranger, but yeah, I think that can be effective.
So go back and like 3 old random photos that they posted. That's interesting. I guess when you see that, I guess you're thinking, oh, he's actually scrolling through my feed. He went all the way back to 2021, whatever, and he's checking me out. Is that what you're thinking kind of subconsciously?
Yeah, usually it's a sign they're trying to get your attention, especially when it's like a few back. I think there can be such a thing as like too many. Like if you've gone and like if it takes up the whole page on the notifications on Instagram, then it's kind of like, whoa. But between 3 and 5, you definitely notice.
Okay. I remember this one guy, he was telling me, you want to get a woman's attention? This is like in 2017 on social media. I'm like, well, I prefer just approaching them, but go ahead, tell me what's up. Because I'm old school. I go up to people and make contact. That's what I prefer 100%. He says, go and leave a negative comment because everyone's telling her she's beautiful. Just say something, no, I've seen better. That'll stand out because they're immune to all the praise. So give them something negative and that'll trigger them.
Negging.
And they'll be thinking about you all day.
Do you know what negging is? Have you heard this term?
Is that what I just said?
Yes. It's invented by pickup artists. Yes. Negging is essentially like kind of like delicately insulting women to the point like that their self-esteem is low enough that they will like continue to talk to you.
Yeah.
I think the challenge though is like there's a difference. So and there's negging and then there's like playful banter, and it's kind of hard to know what the line is because I'm someone who like on my 28th birthday I asked all my friends send me a roast. I wanted to be roasted. So I love like a good joke that I can laugh with. And I think if someone liked me, they would know that. But yeah, I think like I think like an overt like you're not that hot might be a little much unless she has like a sense of humor. But yeah, I think
you're not that hot like on a stranger. Oh my God.
Well, I've seen better, or like, like, you okay? Do you look sick? Something like that.
That's actually so funny. Oh my God. That's so hilarious. Somebody commenting on your like hot girl photo and just being like, I've seen better.
I think the only way you could pull it. I think the only way you could pull that off is if you had a public profile and you clicked on it and you could see that this guy was a total jokester. Like if it was like, he had like, the funny 4th of July picture or something like that, then I would be like, okay, this guy's just having fun. But like anything else, it might be like, okay, like this is just a meanie, or like, they're miserable and leaving negative comments on people's stuff.
Right. I'd never tried it. That's just not me. I hate playing games, but apparently it worked for a few people. And now that I'm a creator on TikTok and Charlotte, we get comments all the time. And sometimes we do get immune to the praise, like, well said, you're 100%, your money, whatever. But then there's always that one negative comment that stands out and you don't know why. And sometimes it resonates because there's some truth in that negative comment and it stays with you. So there is some reverse psychology within that because I'm experiencing it myself as a content creator. So I don't know.
So I get it that that it would get statistically somebody's going to respond, it's going to get their attention. But then it's kind of like, oh, well, what do I have to lose? And it's like, well, a lot of women will see a comment like that and like ignore it and pretend like it doesn't bother them, but like it is mean, it's like hurtful to be like, I've seen better like that. It stays with you like in a bad way.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, that's just not me. And again, any guys listening to this, I don't advise you doing that either.